Welcome back, everybody. Steve here, KM9G. And what I've got behind me is the DX Commander all-band vertical antenna. Let's turn around and take a better look at it. All right, so, you guys know what a vertical antenna looks like, and you know what a DX Commander looks like. But what you don't understand about my situation is this set of trees that I have it sitting in, which is fantastic for hiding ground radials. I don't even need to cut the grass in there, because there's not enough sunlight to have grass grow any better than what you see. But what that does mean is I've got an 80-meter inverted L element that I can't really put on there all that well. And there's a couple of solutions to the problem, but I've got one that I'm going to try out that isn't going to hurt any of the other solutions. So let's get inside on the bench and build ourselves an antenna out of leftover DX Commander parts. Yet again. Stick around. All right, we're inside, we're out of the noise a little bit. And what I've got here is the 80-meter element. I have put an end on it so I could eventually connect it one day, and it's got a flying end on the other side that I haven't done anything with yet. And I wrapped it around this old piece of cardboard so that it wouldn't get tangled. And then what else I have is this 3D printed antenna set that TheSmokinApe sent over. And this is going to have a center feed point and a 1-to-1 common mode choke on it, and a BNC connector, and a couple of mounting points on the end. So I'm going to get to building the Toroid, T-O-E-R-O-I-D, Toroid. That's right, I said Toroid. And obviously, this is an FT140-43. And then, because the DX Commander all-band vertical is such an amazing value of an antenna, I still have leftover antenna wire. After building all the elements and all the ground radials and a couple of other antennas, I still have a ton of wire left over. So let's get to it. All right, winding time. Shiny metal donuts. Donuts. All right. Let's see, what kind of wire is this? First off, I'll use my handy dandy wire stripping wire gauge. And this looks like it's about 16 gauge wire. And that's close enough for my ability to math, especially my ability to math on camera. And what we need is 9 turns through the center. So I'll put a little bit through to give me some lead off. And so a turn on a balun is 1 turn through the center of the core. That's how you count them. So that's 1. And that's 2. And we'll just keep winding until we're done. I'm going to speed this up, because watching me sew is probably not the highlight of your day for today. I could be wrong. Let me know. Nine turns. That's all it takes. It actually got easier as I got down towards the bottom. Down towards the end of the wire. And now I'll just spread these guys out evenly. And let's see what's next. All right, we got lock washers on both sides. So one lock washer is to hold it to the 3D printed part, and the other lock washer is to hold your wire ends in place. And those holes are right sized, so I gotta screw the screws in. Almost lost my wing nut. You know what? After all that, I want the lock washers on the other side. I don't know that it matters, but here's what I want. I want the lock washer to hold the nut from backing off. I think that this side will be fine. And the reason why I think this side will be fine is because I'm going to treat this like it's a little bit of nylock, because there is a lot of tension on those threads and it's going to be pretty hard to get them out. Let's see how this is going to fit in there. I think not easy is the answer to how is that going to fit in there. Alright, I'm going to need a tool to get that done, so I'll be right back, because I don't have that tool here. When I was just a young lad, we always kept a pair of pliers in the drawer in the kitchen. And I tried to do that now, but I think that they're just so useful that they grow legs and walk away. And what I'm doing is I'm putting this thing in backwards to cut some threads to make it easier to get it in forwards. If you're wondering why I'm putting this thing in what looks like it's upside down, it's because it is upside down. Pliers help me ham harder. And that's not even too deformed. Alright, let's see what I got for that part. Well, you always have everything but the thing that you want. And I probably should be drilling this out. Yep, I should be drilling it out, because I'd done ruined the ear. So let's get on to drilling it out then. Okay, fresh BNC connector, non-mangled by pliers. Let's get these nasty pliers out of the way so I don't do that again. And I have power tools. So if I die on camera doing this, you guys know who to call, right? And this drill is just a hair too big for this. I might have something for that. I'll be right back. Okay, I was wrong. I got nothing for that. So what I did was I backed the drill bit out a bit to give me a little bit more room, and that looks like that'll be enough. I want to go down one full measurement. And that's as far as I can go in that direction. See how far we can go in this direction. See? It's okay to do dangerous things when all your friends are watching. That looks like that'll work. Hey, that does work. All right. Lock washer first. Fold this up ever so gently. Maybe now I can use those pliers. There we go. And there's a little witness mark right there where I hit it with the drill bit. That'll be fine. That'll be hidden by the toroid. Probably do not need to put these up here, but I'm going to anyway. I guess what I need to do before all that is cut these guys down to size. A little bit better down to size than they are. Oh, it's just a little thinner. Got to do this the other way. Alright, world's best crimpers, the pair that you have in your hand. Oh, I got a little bit of my mat on there. Clean that off real quick. Alright. And that is why I have a mat. Ooh! I think that would hit 3 walls. And you know what? After all that, I'm going to cut them shorter anyway. And now, to make you guys watch me unscrew these screws a 3rd time. And yeah, I could have used the open fork connectors. I didn't wanna. That was a car backfiring. And since it was backfiring at the top of every shift, my first assumption is that it is an old RX-7. What do you think? Nice. Wire came right apart. I probably stripped it too hard. Well, that's going to be fun to fix. Roll my sleeves up. It's getting serious. I'm going to need a smaller set of wire cutters. Wire strippers. Alright, that's how we fix that. And now that I have those wires on the way that I want them, I can put these nuts on and tighten them down. Alright, and there is the center point, center feed point of the antenna. Let's get some of this trash out of here. Okay, so we started off by showing you the DX Commander vertical and talking about the 80 meter element that I have cut. And what you're supposed to traditionally do is put it up the pole in place of the 30 meter element and go off to the side into a tree somewhere. But my trees are too close to make that an effective type of thing. So another alternative you can do is just plug it right into the base plate for the driven elements and just go off at an angle instead of going up and over, make it a sloper. Or finally, you can do what I'm going to try and do, and that is take the pre-cut 80 meter end of the element that I made and make another one identical to it and see if it'll antenna. So what I'm going to do is put this piece off to the side and bring over all of this wire, and I'm going to put an end on it, and I'm going to make it the same length as the other one that's over there. These things usually work fantastic, but I'm being gentle. Alright, I do not have a 66-foot camera, so I will do the measuring part off camera, and then we'll be right back. Okay, let's see if I did it right this time. Woohoo! Let's get that antenna up in the tree. Alright, moment of truth. Let's turn her on. Let's get it switched to the right band, because this is going to be 80 meters. I wasn't switched to the right band after all. Alright, 3.5 is the bottom, and we're at 1.5. I don't know, I think that DX commander knows what he's talking about. And the band goes up to 4. And that's really without even trying. Let's go try. Alright, here's what I'm doing to trim it. I've got a little loop of the wire at the end, and I just fold it back and wrap it around. And so far, each time that I've trimmed it, I've just doubled the amount of trim every single time. And this way I'm not just cutting wire and wasting it. If I do it wrong, I can always lengthen it and lengthen it. And if I do it right, then I can zip it down with some zip ties. Alright, if this ain't it, this is it. Okay, so we're at 3.8 at 3 to 1. And then we dip around 3.7. And then we're back up to 3.5. So the internal tuner in the IC7300 that we're going to use is good for about 3 to 1. And so we've got 3.5 to 3.8, 3.9 on the 80 meter band. I think it's good enough.
So, the antenna analyzer, it takes a whole bunch of batteries and it has like 60 million screws that you have to undo. So Dad was like, hey Becca, find a way to give it a battery pack. And I was like, okay, I guess I will. So, what I did was we had the, what are they called?
18650s.
18650 batteries, and I have this battery pack for them. And it had like 2 factory wires coming out of it, so I took this connector, which goes in here, and spliced it in so that it worked, and then the black factory lead from the battery pack fell off this morning, so I took this and
it fell off of the battery pack. Yeah. Becca's soldering job was awesome.
Aw, thanks, Dad. Dad's behind the camera.
Hi.
So then I just took the factory wires off and put these in their place so that it works.
Oh, she put them in their place all right.
Dad. So I think this is like 7 volts, which is enough to run this, and you can just take these out and charge them, and it's so much easier because there's not 60 million screws. So there you go. Wire next?
Yes.
So we had a whole bunch of extra wire from Dad's DX Commander that I kind of helped him build and kind of didn't. I don't know.
You didn't kind of help me build it. You helped me build it.
Okay, I helped Dad build the DX Commander. We had a bunch of extra wire from it. And, so we made the 80 meter element for the DX Commander, and Dad used that, and then I think he used this wire for this other 80 meter, so we have this nice 80 meter dipole here on these, what are they called? Like wire
winders.
Wire winders that Ape made. And this is the 80 meter dipole thing. So why did we make this thing in the first place? Well, the Wisconsin QSO Party's coming up, and we have the DX Commander, but the issue with vertical antennas, they're good for getting faraway places, but not good for getting places close to home. So we have this dipole that's nice and low to the ground, so that it will be able to get all of the people near us so we can, win the Wisconsin QSO Party thing.
Near vertical incidence skywave propagation, because whoever made that acronym up was awesome.
So we made this, and we're going to use it in the Wisconsin QSO Party. Thanks for being awesome.